The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Sup, Deadites. Please stay till the end of the video. I've got a little something to share with you. I think you might like it. Let's get to the video. What's up, Deadites? Been a while since this one. Welcome to part 6 of What If Deku Had the Blacklight virus. Last we left off, the hero-villain course was about to begin, but this time around, there was a twist. Our boy Isaiah will have to deal with everyone else in his class as the villains versus him, the hero. YT no longer supports poll cards, but there was no way I was going to forget a landslide like that. Our boy would be allowed the use of both Cerberus and Artemis for this one. This modifier shall make this rather interesting. Since you're going against the whole class, I'll let you make use of Cerberus and Hellhound. Now, since you're all going against someone like Heller, I'll allow you to go to greater extremes. He can handle it. As for you, son, please curb your enthusiasm. Isaiah was having trouble keeping his excitement about being able to actually let loose the hounds of hell, but he managed to keep it under the hood for the most part.
Artemis, how quickly can you get to UA? I can be there in about 2 minutes. If I go all out, that is.
And go all out she did. All the other students except Kotsky visibly gulped when they saw the sight in front of them. How is this fair? Isaiah sighed. Hey, don't talk to me about fair. You're all going against me. I'd say that more than makes up for whatever deficit you think you have against me. When you add that up with the fact that I'm up against all of you, do you really think of yourself that inferior? Everyone shut up on that one. And I do mean everyone. Artemis arrived, and oddly enough, James was with her as well. Dad, what are you doing here? James chuckled. Come on, son. I couldn't miss this. Have some fun, but please curb your enthusiasm. Isaiah and his crew waited in a waiting room designated for himself. The rest of the class would have an hour to formulate a plan. But on the flip side, that meant the Hell crew had an hour as well. On top of the fact that they can communicate via hive mind to adapt their plan. They would assume that Momo would make some sort of radio for the villain team to communicate with. If they have radios, we'll have to strike hard and fast, boss. Oh, I know. Alright, here's the plan. Now, we fade to the structure part of the villain plan. Jiro heads up to Kotsky and her friends. Bakugo, you're his girlfriend, and you two, you're, well, something to him, aren't you? Is there anything we can do to beat them? Everyone was looking at Kotsky for answers. Kotsky sighed. We don't stand a snowball's chance of beating him if it comes to flat-out battle. We need to make this a battle of time. Our best chance of victory is to run out the clock we've so graciously been given. With the exception of Isaiah, there were 19 students. Here's the plan. We space ourselves out into groups. There's 19 of us and 3 of them. They want this to be fun, so at least one of them is going to split off. We'll split into 6 groups of 3 and bump it. I'll take the extra guy in my group. Kotsky almost opted to take the guarding of the bomb, but then she thought about something. Yeah, I can't be anywhere near that bomb. My group will take the bottom floor. Hey, Blondie. Oui? You're with us. Aoyama made his way straight to Kotsky. The question needed to be asked, but Ida was about to ask why. Shota spoke up, being the family friend that he is. Let me guess. You had a good night yesterday, didn't you? Or was it this morning? Kotsky was beet red and utterly silent. With that revelation, Shoto explains to everyone. Heller can track his girlfriend over there for reasons I'm not going to go into, so she'll be nowhere near the bomb. Now, he has means that could end this instantly, but I don't think he'll do that since he wants to have fun with this. He's not going all out on us, and we should be thankful for that. I've seen him when he's serious using his quirk, and it's not fun. I'll take the bomb. Sero, Tokoyami, you're with me. We'll tape and ice the windows to maximize dark shadow, but can you control it? I'm not sure for how long, but if I fail, I'm certain you or Hades can handle me. Shoto nodded. It was Ida's turn to step up. Kaminari, Yayorozu, with me. We'll take the second floor. Sorry for this, but how many turrets can you make in the hour we have without completely draining yourself? Momo was aghast. My brother has worked with both Hades and Poseidon. They can take ballistic missiles head on and walk away from it like nothing happened. We've been authorized to use lethal force since he can handle it. I don't think any of us have it in us to do enough damage to actually kill him. Kotsky's nodding. Actually, several people were nodding. They wanted to win this, so plans were made to take him down. Momo was able to make several turrets of flame and arc variety to combat the heroes. Of course, Kaminari was powering the power sources, the power cells for the turrets themselves. So pretty much, if they really drained themselves, it would just be all eat on his section of floor 2. While they were permitted to use lethal force to a point, the hero team had a leash put on. A big old leash. An hour went by and it was time to storm the castle. Hellhound went in the front door while Hades was revving Cerberus to do something awesome. Let me go first, like we planned and planned well. D. Alright, I'll let you handle this. We'll wait right here. As soon as Hellhound went in, she had to dodge a naval beam and an explosion. However, she dodged into Maeda's balls, and that wasn't good. Aoyama and Kotsky were preparing for another attack when Hellhound did something that Kotsky plumb forgot about. Maeda's balls were made out of organic matter since they were her hair. The balls contained enough of a trace of her DNA that she now had immunities to said balls. And what's worse, she could now climb walls and stick to them like she was some sort of spider or something. Hellhound split up and did just that, rendering Aoyama and Kotsky helpless. If they missed, they could bring the entire building down on them, and that was just not Gucci. Yumi made her way to Ochako, but some well-placed debris took her place and got heated like crazy. Ya focused on Mineta, and I'll tell you what, Mineta screamed several screams of terror. She was verbally terrified to the point where she couldn't really move that much. She was throwing balls like crazy, but apparently she didn't get the memo. But once she realized that, hey, I'm making them better at this, she stopped. Now the girls didn't realize that they were being corralled until it was far too late. However, they were both surrounded by goo, and that went and shot tendrils at them and pulled them in. Kotsky was looking in terror as Yumi and Ya were feeding on her friends, and was too distracted to see there were blobs coming for them as well. They were added to the blob as it hardened once more. Kotsky's hands were tied, both figuratively and literally. If she used her quirk to get out of this, she'd bring the building down on them. Everyone would get hurt in that. Yumi and Yo combined back together, and laughing could be heard as she kept on growing. What confused Katsuki was she could hear the laughing. Katsuki opened her eyes once she realized that, to see a beautiful black human female that looked about 21, standing where Artemis once was. I won't lie, this woman was a complete 10. Like I said earlier, she was a black woman with auburn hair and red eyes, standing at about 5'10". She had a warrior's build to her, so she had a decent layer of muscle to her tone, but that didn't take from her beauty at all. She walked to Katsuki, laughing all the while as her hips swayed and her breasts jiggled as she walked closer. Katsuki, dear sweet Katsuki, I can't believe you thought you could beat me when it comes to being top bitch in Isaiah's life. You heard that right. This woman is Artemis. And of course, Katsuki was going crazy when she realized. Yeah, you'll kick my ass, whatever. How about you shut up and get knocked out? Isaiah promised me a wonderful reward if I beat you quickly, which I just did. I'm gonna love this. With a snap of her fingers, the hardened goo formed over Katsuki's head and crystallized. They had been thoroughly captured. Artemis was laughing all the way up to the next trap, which quite frankly was ill-prepared for her, short of the turret. In the room, that was the next first thing she really took out. That really would have been a problem if they had more than time to work on that. Artemis laid waste to the first floor and made her way to the second floor. But before she gets up there, really, I think it's time to go back about a minute after her fight with Katsuki and crew. Hades went full speed on Cerberus, and thanks to what Artemis had done in her fight, or rather, this was made quite easier. Cerberus kept gaining speed, believe it or not, oddly enough, and ran up to the building, bypassing many of the traps that had been laid for them. Hades and Cerberus were just having fun and meant to stop earlier than the last window, but ended up going through the said iced and taped up window of the last floor. The very floor the bomb was on. Of course they didn't know that, but they thought it might be. They really wanted to stop somewhere in the middle and make their way up. Looks like Artemis is going to get all the fun on that one. Now normally, Shoto's ice combined with Sero's tape would stop virtually anything, but remember one thing, Cerberus's wheels emit a very, very hot, like hotter than Endeavor level flame, and those flames are also viral, so there's no way that block was standing up to this. Now, an instinct of utter badassery, the two pulled off a curved brake stop landing. The boys looked terrified. Sup, bitches. Shoto sealed the window behind him. Kageyama, do it! Hades' eyes went wide through his helmet. Are you guys insane? Dark Shadow could kill you all if he loses control. While he had a good point, it was moot since he managed to control it just fine. I actually, no lie, rolled a D100 with a 60% chance of failure, meaning I had to roll under a 40 for him to succeed. I rolled a damn 20. But back to my point. Sarah went to tape Hades up, but he wasn't catching him because, let's face it, Hades was on top of Cerberus. There's no way he's catching up to a bike in that type of space. He can't get the momentum. Hey Shoto, how about I make you match? Cerberus cried out, knowing full well that Shoto couldn't hear him. Cerberus! That's horrible! Hades reprimanded his bike. Shoto didn't have to be a genius to tell what was going on, and he had attacked Cerberus with full force. Not Hades, Cerberus. You son of a bitch! Hades was getting sick and tired of Dark Shadow. Luckily for him, Artemis had taken on the biomass of Aoyama, so he focused on his arms. And hey now, no need to bring a minigun into this. We're having fun, right? Oh, Sero. Dark Shadow's a big threat and it needs to be taken care of. That was me, not Hades. Hades propelled beams of light that had been adapted into, well, they weren't quite beams, but spectacles, like little balls of goo and light. And with each hit, they tore into Dark Shadow. He really didn't like it. He receded into Tokoyami, and before Hades could make the final blow, he was protected by ice and tape. They knew that Hades wasn't going to kill anyone, but he looked like he was gonna really hurt Tokoyami. Artemis was going to join in on the fun, but she just touched the bomb, threw it at Cerberus, and he ate the thing. Unlike the other two, Cerberus can absorb metal-based materials, and the hero team had won. They were been made to have to work for it, and they barely won at that. Despite my depiction, keep in mind that Hellhound had to make her way all the way up the building, so this fight had been going on for quite some time. They won with literally 1 second to spare. Hades let out a hand to Tokoyami. Good game, bruh. Tokoyami took the offered hand. Good game. Artemis made her way to Isaiah in human form. I want part of my reward now, please. While she said please, her lips were on his in seconds, and he kissed back. So you can become human now, huh? Didn't know that, but I guess you want a different reward now, don't you? By the way, that was clearly Artemis, not Isaiah. Before Isaiah could kiss her back again, a released Kotsky came running all up on her. She had been released by All Might and James. 3 guesses what she saw when she got to the top. I'd say there was a cat fight, but it was shut down rather quickly. Girls, that's enough from both of you. Behave and learn to get along, Kotsky. I'm gonna give this a chance if you let me, please. She was given a look that there was no way she was going to refuse to. Look here, Artemis. Don't go too crazy with him just because you have unfettered access. You hear me? Save some for me. Artemis was jumping up and down with glee.
Even with the way she looks, no one's going to question that in the world of quirks. Not really.
If you liked that, let's get a United States smash on that like button. If you're not subscribed, consider going full cowling with that subscribe button. And let's go plus ultra with the notifications. Ring that bell, baby. Rest easy, Deadites. And remember, the night is ours.